Let's talk first about what happened yesterday at the Good Government and Public Accountability hearing. Pagpasensyahan niyo po, uunahin ko lang dahil maraming lumabas kahapon, lalong-lalo na about the deficient receipts on the confidential funds that were given by the Office of the Vice President. I believe there have been 158 ARs that are being questioned right now. Tama po ba na meron dun isang AR received by a certain Mary Grace Piatos? Totoo ba yun? At ano pa yung mga deficiencies of those receipts?
Well, yun nga, it's actually Congressman Rog Gutierrez who discovered na there seems to be discrepancies in the receipts, no? And one of the receipts happened to bear the name of Mary Grace Piatos, which when we ask about COA, they simply could not validate and could not simply give us the accurate answer as to how they go about with this 158 receipts. And it's still an ongoing discussion. I believe there are questions and there are documents that were also requested from COA for us to verify really what are these receipts. And unfortunately, only COA can provide us the information because supposedly those accountable officers from the Department of Education, there were 7 of them who were supposed to attend the hearing and who are actually the very individuals who may have direct knowledge on how this utilization of the confidential funds is being utilized and how they prepare, in terms of the utilization report, happen to be, continues to refuse attending the committee. And so we are always somehow hitting roadblocks, that's the problem. That's actually the biggest challenge that the Committee on Good Government is facing right now. We couldn't get an actual information as to how these funds are being handled, how these funds are being utilized, how these funds are being released, and how the Department of Education, came out with the report, with all of these attached receipts that they have submitted to COA, and we were able to gather all these receipts, and yun nga, we found out that it's kind of, some of the receipts have names which are quite laughable, just to say the least, nakakatuwa yung mga ganung pangalan. So we hope that we we sent another invitation to these individuals, to the employees of the Department of Education. Hopefully by the next committee hearing, they would be able to attend.
I'm curious,
yes,
Kong Zia. So they didn't go. Everyone, I think, by now has already read their reasons for not going. They believe it's politicized. They were asking, of course, ano bang legislation yung tinitingnan ninyo at gusto nyong amyendahan bago kami pumunta para makapag-review kami. We read all of that yesterday. My question to you is, what's the plan now? It looks like there's a stalemate, right? So you're going to invite them again. If they don't agree to come, what's next for them? Contempt, subpoena, show cause order? What's the plan of the committee?
Well, right now we are still contemplating on probably providing them another chance for them to attend. We haven't discussed really about whether we would send them or we would issue I guess we have already adopted and approved the subpoena ad testificandum, for them to appear before the committee. But then again, that the question really is that it's not really, parang ang mangyayari is they would actually provide themselves the chance to clear these allegations. I guess it's for their advantage. It's to the advantage of all of these 7 individuals should they decide to finally come, kasi we can actually elicit information from other agencies naman . So I believe if they refuse to attend the committee hearing, that's to their detriment. Kasi we can ask naman COA and we can ask other resource persons to collaborate. Yun nga lang, that would be perfect opportunity sana to to shed light and enlighten the committee kung paano ito nagawa yung pagkakataon na nakaka-release sila ng ganitong receipts because in each agency at the partner agency in the utilization of the confidential funds, you have there the AFP. The AFP has already given also their testimonies. That's a regular program that they do.
Yeah.
So they don't actually need any confidential
Yeah.
funds from the Department of Education. Similarly with other agencies na pinaggamitan nila, pinartner nila for the release and for the utilization of the confidential funds have already also given their own testimonies,
Right.
which does not go well with how the justification from the office of from the Department of Education as reflected in the receipts that they have transmitted to COA.
Right.
So it's really to the detriment if they keep on refusing.
Congressman,
attending this meeting.
do I take it to mean then that you've never seen problematic receipts like this from any other agency?
No.
And second to that, COA did say that the DepEd's response was they're just typographical or clerical errors. Do you not accept that?
Well, it's a COA utilization report. I mean, for every agency, it's very important for you to prepare all the attached documents that are required for you to be able to provide the COA with the necessary basis para masabi nila na that the budget of your office is utilized properly, efficiently, and according to the rules. So I don't think you should. Well, if that's what they are saying, then I think dapat kung sino man yung in charge doon sa pagbibigay ng mga receipts, they're doing a very sloppy work. Kasi it reflects the kind of it reflects the kind of yung degree of yung work result ng kanilang trabaho, which basically reflects yung paano magtrabaho yung kanilang mga empleyado, which
Zia?
in a way, if you look at it, puts the credibility of their agency in the department in question.
Okay.
So hindi siya, well, I would presume that it's a typographical error, pero it does not happen kung sino yung in charge doon sa pagbibigay ng liquidation report. Should be a master of doing that. I mean, it should be a person who really knows how to do the job. Kasi importante yung mga liquidation ng utilization ng budget mo eh. You don't just put somebody there who does not know how to prepare the attachment, who does not know how to actually, provide all the necessary documents that COA requires for your agency. So, I mean, to me, that's justification and reason is quite childish in a way because
Wait, sorry. And then just very quickly, you've never seen problematic receipts from other agencies? Just very quickly.
we haven't. No. Well, we haven't as far as I'm concerned. I guess as far as the committee is concerned, we haven't seen any receipts with that kind of with that kind of problem. And we're talking of COA here, the agency whose agency has been doing the auditing, etc. So ibig sabihin that the primary mandate of COA is really to audit and to check and to vet and to verify all the attachments needed to actually report what has been the way the funds are being utilized. So ibig sabihin, it's the word of the COA versus the words of the DepEd official.
I think, Kong Zia, kasi
in case of utilization report, we do give primacy to what the COA is saying in their observation. Of course, that's their job.
It's not kasi usual, no, I think, Kong Zia, na kinikilatis ng ganito yung confidential funds and intelligence funds. Usually, pinagbibigyan na yan. So, you're right. I don't think I've ever, sa tagal ko nanonood ng news, na may talagang hinihimay na mga intelligence funds down to the audit level. But let's take it from the other side. Vice President Sara Duterte has said this is politicized. So have her staff members, the 7 that you summoned to the hearing who didn't show up. She's also mentioned the word impeachment, and now it's kind of being used more and more often. Are there really any plans to impeach the Vice President that you know of? Representative Joel Chua already said wala pa naman daw. But because tinanong siya, then he had to give an answer. And that's where it came from. And as far as he knows, it's the Vice President who first said the word impeachment. Sa pagkakaalam niyo po, Kong Zia, meron po ba talagang any active efforts?
Well, unang-una, no, you cannot accuse COA of politicizing the issue. They're just doing their job. Wala namang interest ng COA dyan eh. That's actually their mandate.
I think she meant the House of Representatives and not COA.
You mean the House of Representatives? Yes. No, we're just actually doing our mandate because there seems to be a problem. Unang-una, it's not us who really audited these funds. No, it's the COA who audited the confidential funds, and they came out with the disallowance notice of disallowances and yung AOM nila, yung notice of ano nila, no, yung what you call this, apart from the notice of disallowances, yung yung initial pa na binibigay nila na notices nila na something really is wrong. And before it reaches the stage of for the COA to to release yung mga disallowances, may mga initial pa sila na binibigay, and so it's really the basis of the committee hearings. It's based on what the COA has been reporting, and so I don't think I don't see anything that would lead us to believe that these are being used to attack, politically, the office of the Vice President. Because unang-una, it's not really the Committee on Good Government that actually, did all the auditing. It's actually the COA, and that's the reason why we've been asking the office of, the Department of Office of the Vice President and the former employees of the Department of Education, so that we can finally, listen to them and explain to them bakit nagkaroon ng mga ganitong discrepancies dun sa mga receipts, bakit nagkaroon ng mga errors, may mga typographical errors, and bakit ang COA ay nagbigay sila ng yung AOM nila.
Punta pa tayo doon sa isa pang issue na naungkat dito, yung pagtanggap ng mga cash envelopes sa several officials within the OVP. I believe there are 4, Gloria Mercado, Resti Osias, Runa Catalan, and Michael Poa. They receive cash gifts from 12,000 to 50,000. I know that is a violation, am I correct, a violation of the Code of Conduct of Ethical Standards of Public Officials and Employees. And taking a look at the timeline of that, that kind of coincided with the expose of the or rather on the confidential funds being spent within 11 days. So maaari ba nating makita yan as grounds for impeachment? What are you looking here in terms of recommendations with what you're seeing and also the patterns?
Well, apart from the audit observation memorandum na binibigay nila, nare-receive nila, because initially may nakikita na mga nafa-flag yung process ng pag-prepare ng mga attachment ng utilization report nila. Number 2, tama nga yung sinabi mo, there have been, I think, 4 or 5 employees in the Department of Education that came out and saying the same thing, that they've been receiving sobre daw, no? Sabi nila, it's not the usual, it's not the regular, process, it's not the regular gift that they normally receive, from the time that they started working at the Department of Education because one of them, I asked, how long have you been working at the department? Sabi niya, more than 30 years na, 37, si Miss Catalan. So it's, to her, she's an accountant. So sabi niya, hindi talaga siya regular na ano, she was nabibigay sa kanila allowances kasi usually mga allowances nandiyan sa mga bonuses sa rata. Those are the sources from the regular funds. And so just a selective staff of the Department of Education that were actually receiving 25,000 if I'm not mistaken, no?
Procurement,
And so
business
it
awards,
coincided kasi
accounting.
by the time na na-release yung confidential funds. So, and again, the question is, would that constitute, leading to impeachment, filing of articles of impeachment? I do not want to preempt the Committee on Good Government. As of now, we are actually focused on how we can go about with the allegations of the misuse of the confidential funds, and what are the reasons behind the COA saying that they have learned and they have discovered that more than, I guess, 120 utilization of 125 million pesos as part of the confidential funds to be questionable. No? So that to me is still the focus of the committee. I guess the impeachment impeachment process would be, to me, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I noticed, the how the committee is, is going, the direction of the committee, there seems to be no indication as of now, I would say, that impeachment would still be within the purview of the Committee on Good Government. But I don't know what will happen because anything will happen in the future, di ba? As we're talking here of utilization of funds. But then again, that's not within the purview of the Committee on Good Government, and that has not been discussed in the House of Representatives, to tell you honestly. There's no discussion or no talks about impeachment. In fact, yung mga impeachment na naririnig namin every time there's an interview like this, it's always comes from the office of the Vice President. That's why every time na tinatanong kami, I for one, can categorically say that there's no discussion, there's no talk about impeachment. So if you ask me what's going to be the result of this Committee on Good Government as far as the hearing on the utilization of confidential funds is concerned, I would tell you it's still ongoing, and it would be I would preempt what. For example, if I say to you that it's going to be the direction, it is going to be the result of the committee, since we still have to hear from the 7 employees of the Department of Education to really shed light on the allegation of the questionable receipts and the question on the utilization of the confidential funds. So, hindi pa talaga nabubuo yung the whole picture. Kaya nga pa pinapasuspende pa yung hearing ng Committee on Good Government.
Okay, maraming salamat po. We look forward to unfolding more in the next hearing. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We have Lanao del Sur 1st District Representative Zia Alonto Adiong.